Alright guys, last bit before I go here is that we will start the off season and get to the draft pretty soon. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. How's the sound? Everything. Willing to hear it all. Thanks. Bye. Alright guys, how are you doing today? It's a new episode. I'm gonna shut my door. And when we last left off the Bears, excuse me, it's morning. The Bears had come from behind with 2 minutes left, scored 10 points, and scored the first field goal in the playoffs to beat the Packers. So the Packers season ended terribly with a bad coaching decision and then giving up 10 points in 2 minutes. I mean, you just can't do that. Damaris Randall was a big culprit of that. Not really sure what to do because he's our starting cornerback, but look at this. Paul Akers, 147 ratings, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, he didn't miss many passes. 83% pass completion percentage. Hello, defense. I mean, we got to do something about that. Aaron Rodgers, tried his best. Two touchdowns and an interception, a 60%. So he didn't have a great game, but I mean, you got to do a little bit better than that. Eddie Lacy, look at this. Trenton Antigua, oh my goodness, 4.8 yards a carry, 4.5 yards a carry. The defense just held back the Packers. Eddie Lacy had 39 touches for 156 yards. Our backup didn't do so well, so Eddie Lacy really carried the ball well. Receiving wise, let's look at the Alshon Jeffrey just terrorized our defense. Eddie Royal, Randall Cobb. I mean, I don't even see. Look at, they just shut down Jordy Nelson, which, the Windows feels like it's closing a little bit on us. Defensively, Packers only. This is not Clinton Dix, Nick Perry, Morgan Burnett, What about sacks? Did we even get any sacks on the game at all? Oh, we got plenty of sacks. Oh, yeah, that's right. Dante Jones had a great game. Yeah. Yep, we're going to talk about that a little later. It was did all right there. But I don't think there was any INTs, so there we go. All right, well, we're going to start this episode off with a special guest. Bart Starr is going to come and do an interview with me, BU Squaller, and discuss some changes that are going forward as we pass through the preseason. And here he comes now. Welcome to the studio, Bart Starr. How are you? I'm pretty good. How are you? Doing well, thanks. Like I'm talking to myself. Let's talk about the coaching decision to sit the players in Week 17 and give up that 5th seed instead of having the 6th seed if we would have won. Well, BU, it's like this. If you're going to win a Super Bowl, you should beat every team in the playoffs regardless of where you start. So if the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl, they had to play Dallas no matter what. Maybe. They just had to play. So 5th, 6th seed, 5th seed, it doesn't matter. You got to get it done. Hindsight, maybe it was a bad idea, but we're not going to penalize Coach Patterson for that because he did a good job. I mean, he went to the Super Bowl last year. This year was kind of a sophomore slump, but we are not looking to make a change anywhere. So we are good. We are going to keep everyone we have, and we're gonna skip ahead to the next week. Let's see what happens. All right. Well, BU here. Are you going to make any changes to your team? We have some players that haven't been re-signed. Byron Maxwell was not re-signed. Lane Taylor, Jeff Janis, James Ebideris. How about Vince Manning? We plan on exploring free agents this year to figure out what we're going to be doing there. But we're going to tell you right now that Clay Matthews playing left end was a fun experiment, but it is over. He is now going to be moved back to not his original spot, but he's going to be moved back to middle linebacker. There we go. Clay Matthews is now a middle linebacker. Why is that? It is because we feel that his talents are being just not properly utilized in the left end spot. If we were running a 3-4 still, and he was the left outside linebacker, that'd be great because that's what he does. But we no longer do that. We run a 4-3. So, and Dante Jones is now our new starting left end. So there's some position changes that we started with here. And Nick Perry is now going to just thinking. Nick Perry has been a trooper, and he is now our left outstanding linebacker. I think I did that right. Yes. There we go. And Sam Barrington is going to be edited to be the right outside linebacker. He is not going to be the starter. Let's look at something here. We have to fix it later, but Blake Martinez here, it's 82 speed. Sam Barrington, 76 speed. It's Blake all day long. So there you go. That's what we got here. Oh, I want Nick over there. Anyways, the next thing we're going to take care of here is we're going to grade our draft picks for the year that they had. We're going to start in the 7th round with, I can do it from here, the roster. Our 7th round pick was Kerry Bingham, the punter. Let's take a look at his stats. His stats were not quite what we wanted for considering he was a 7th round pick, and we probably could have picked him up as an undrafted free agent. He is getting a C for the year. Also, just so you know, I will be tracking every drafted player every year going forward until the season is done, series is done. That should be pretty entertaining. Unless they leave the team, then they leave the team. So, all right. Our 6th round pick was right outside linebacker, Crosby Ivy. Crosby didn't play much. 72 plays in 5 games. And, you know, I wouldn't call him an F, but we want all our draft picks to be good. So he's going to get a D. Next up is Rashawn McClure, the halfback drafted in the 5th round. He backed up Eddie Lacy. He had a 3.3 yard average and 5 touchdowns, 2 fumbles. For a 5th round pick to be the backup, this is also a D, but the 5 touchdowns make him a C draft pick. So let's see how many. Played 263 downs in 10 games. So there we go. Next up in our draft class was a center. This was the trade to the Seahawks. The trade down to the Seahawks for a 3rd and a 5th. This center, Julius McFadden. Let's look at his stats. Let's see how many. He didn't allow any sacks on 63 downs. A 5th round pick. He's just a C. Because he played that last game, so he didn't lead up. Just didn't bring much to the team. He's a D on the draft class. Next up is the 4th round pick, Calvin Samuda, and he was a free safety. Let's check out his 5 tackles, nothing else, no deflections, no nothing. Probably mostly on special teams, 190 down. He didn't bring much to the team. He was a 4th round pick. He's a D. Now, these people, rounds 4 through 7, the 3rd day of the draft, they're projection players, so, we're not really expecting much. That's why Rashawn McClure, wasn't that bad. Sorry, getting a drink here. Moving to day 2, the 3rd round pick was left end, which is now a defensive tackle, Adrian Biden. Ugh. He played 7.5 sacks, 51 tackles, 4 pass deflections, a fumble, a forced fumble, a safety on 1,000 downs played. Immediately became a starter. He was decent, very decent starter with his 7.5 sacks for a defensive lineman. Converted from left end. He is a B+ player. Now, the other trade that we got from the Seahawks was for middle linebacker Rasheed Hoskins. "12 tackles, no sacks, no interceptions, 2 forced fumbles." Wow, Rasheed with the forced fumbles on 479, 3rd round pick. He's a C+. Those forced fumbles. Nice job. And then finally our 1st round pick, who had a very good start to the season, but slowed down a bit. 702 yards, only 1 touchdown, averaged 43 yards a game. Was a starter except for 1 game, the first game. Allowed us to trade Richard Rodgers for a 3 future draft picks and not have to pay Richard Rodgers. And, you know, it sounds terrible to say it that way, but two quality tight ends on a team is a tough thing when there are so many holes on defense to have. So signing Richard Rodgers just didn't seem like something we should have done. That's why we traded him. Brady's touchdowns were kind of low. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more there. And just one. I also rate him a B+ draft pick. So that's what we have there. No complete failures in this year because they all made the team. But next year it might be different. You know, they might, if they get kicked off the team, it's an F for that year. So that will show, you know, they don't make the team. That's what I mean by that. So that's what happened there. Are there any more position changes, you think? You know, there will be some very interesting developments in the future. So, the Darius Gunter is still on the team. Micah Hyde. All right, let's take a look. Let's get a quick update of the playoff standings. In the wild card, the Jets beat the Houston Texans. The Jets have Richard Rodgers on their team. In a minute, let's go look at Richard Rodgers. Chicago beat Green Bay. Oakland beat Pittsburgh. And Carolina beat LA. So, that leads us to the Raiders at the Jaguars, the Panthers at the Cowboys, the Jets at the Chiefs, and the Bears at the Seahawks. The Bears have a good chance because the Seahawks have some major injuries. Let's take a quick look at how Richard Rodgers did compared to Brady. Oh, no, actually we just here, my team roster. The Jets. J. Tight ends. They signed him to a 4-year deal. It was pretty sweet. 17. 413 yards, 3 touchdowns. So, a little bit better than what Brady did. Oh, excuse me. So. Oh, and also, the NFL allows an NFL team to scout 30 players. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to scout 30 players instead of 10, like I was talking about before. I think 10 wasn't going to be reasonable, so we're going to see what that's like. Let's advance to the NFC Championship. Let's advance to the next week. All right. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Playoff schedule. Bears at Cowboys. See, yeah, I knew the Seahawks were gonna. Chiefs at Jaguars. Bears 1-point win over the Seahawks. The Chiefs beat the Jets. Dallas creamed Carolina. And Jacksonville Jaguars with MVP Blake Bortles. Wow. Beat the Raiders. So our Super Bowl conference championship game will be the Bears at the Cowboys and the Chiefs at the Jaguars. I'm going to take both the home teams for the Super Bowl pick. Oh, real quick here, just a quick update. 4 awards. Corey Linsley, the center, went to the Pro Bowl. Devontae Adams went to the Pro Bowl. Aaron Rodgers went to the Pro Bowl and got Offensive Player of the Year. Mason Crosby went to the Pro Bowl. God, I can't talk all of a sudden. And also got Kicker of the Year. And he also got quick development. So Mason Crosby gained quick development at the age of 32. So we're going to develop him into a great kicker, right? I mean, let me just put that in. Quick dev. Randall Cobb went to Pro Bowl, and the only defensive player on the team to go to the Pro Bowl was Mike Daniels. So this defense just is not, I don't know. It's hard to say. But we're trying. All right, let's advance to the Super Bowl week. Nothing happened there. Still the same. It's Super Bowl week. Jason Spriggs is back. Byron Maxwell. Let me tell you, Byron Maxwell, what a waste. That was a terrible signing. Let's take a look very quickly at the former Legion of Boom player who got paid really well because of it. He had 6 tackles this year. Now look at this. Downs played 151. Just terrible. My mistake. I don't know. Before we advance, we have to scout some players. We don't have the combine times yet, so I'm not going to pick my 30 yet, other than the one mistake I made. Just quickly going over the things. Re-signed players was Sam Shields, Corey Linsley, HaHa Clinton Dix, Morgan Burnett, Devontae Adams, John Kuhn, and then the rest of them were practice squad signings, so they were each 2 years. Not re-signed was Byron Maxwell. Go figure. Lane Taylor, Jeff Janis. Byron Maxwell's listed twice in here. Shannon Johns, Vince Manning, and Dante Miles. We cut, during the year, James Starks and LaTroy Guion and Julius Peppers retired before the year started. So, there we go. All right, guys, I'm going to